see all of these players fight. I mean, we've been waiting for it long enough. Again, Galoo and Sprite on Olgrim and Jala, ImLlama on that Thatch that we know and love him for, and SnipedSox on the Arbiter crossover, which is Sidra.
We'll see how it ends up playing out. Right now, Galoo, though, backing off here. Okay, looking for some sort of a hit here onto SnipedSox. Actually, that was interesting. Galoo backed off into SnipedSox like 5 times, and neither of them swung at each other.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. ImLlama able to connect that massive side signature, though, throwing a lot of those players off stage, but not able to really commit onto any one of them. Now, still, we are back at a pretty even situation here. Galoo is looking quite damaged, though.
Okay, ImLlama backing off a little bit, able to get that side stick, and such a good pickup from SnipedSox. Says, hey, you want to hit my teammate? That's okay. I have another thing coming your way. So you got to be careful. Whenever you hit somebody in twos, you have to be cognizant of, do you have the space and time to do this, or is their teammate going to punish you for this?
Absolutely, and especially if you have like a longer read or a longer combo setup that you're ready to throw out. SnipedSox able to get the recovery out, and they do now have a pretty decent lead here over Sprite and Galoo. Both players still on their first stock, looking pretty comfortable. What do you think, Dara?
What do I think? I think blue team is chilling. That's what I think at the moment. ImLlama has to come back onto the stage, though. That's going to be a quick little side in to clean up that stock. And now SnipedSox holding on to that first one as well. Sprite is going out there, backing off a little bit, and now they're just focusing onto ImLlama yet again. Catching that jump. ImLlama off stage in a bit of a nasty position, but then does come back safely. SnipedSox was like, hey, I'm going to ground pound. There's 2 of them out there. I might hit one of them.
Still the only player that has all 3 of their stocks. He does have that extra amount of wiggle room if he wants to get a little bit aggressive, but so far, I mean, it looks like he's playing quite careful. Sprite is able to get that stock off with the recovery. ImLlama now left to fend for himself for a little bit here.
Okay, Sprite getting slowly nudged down to the bottom blast zone. SnipedSox able to close it out with that ground pound. Excellent spacing, closing out that stock, and now securing that lead for the blue team, and then also cleaning up Galoo stock as well. I gotta say, the lethality that SnipedSox is bringing to the table today, honestly amazing.
Honestly amazing as well, indeed. Finding a lot of these knockouts, getting them quickly and efficiently as well. I mean, you can be really good at getting knockouts, but if you have to go like really far off stage to be able to do that, yeah, then you know. But being able to do so efficiently, that's what it's all about.
You have to make sure you're not putting yourself at too much risk to do so, right? Because you don't want to take too much damage, you don't want to give up your own stock to be able to do something like that. And now, what's the situation? What's happening? ImLlama is knocked down to the last stock, but look at the amount of damage that Sprite and Galoo have to the grenade. Galoo needs to find a way to make it back on. Is at center stage. What does red team have left to show?
I mean, they are gonna need to turn up, and they're gonna need to do so right now if they want a chance. I see Galoo on that land. He's been able to pull off some magic before. Sprite able to get some nice aerials as well, but Sniped now with the aerials, target switching, giving both Galoo and Sprite a hard time. They're just taking control, both of them off stage, and they should win right here.
Okay, Sprite looking for that neutral. They're not going to be able to find it quite yet, though. And right now, ImLlama getting that side in. Is that going to be the double KO? Yes, it will be, as SnipedSox and ImLlama take out game number 1 in a pretty confident fashion.
Pretty confident fashion indeed, and they are going to be moving into the next game here. I'm not sure if I can expect any legend swaps coming out from either of these teams. I'm trying to look over at their setups, and I can't see any legend swaps. Still Jala Olgrim going up against Arbiter Thatch. We're moving into the map banning selection stage here, and these guys, they just want to get right back into the gameplay.
I'm trying to think about what happened to that team and why they might have had a little bit of a difficult time this last game. And honestly, it just feels like blue team synergy was pretty fantastic. They were covering each other's spaces. They were not letting each other get hit too much. SnipedSox and ImLlama just covering opposite spaces. They have a really good rhythm and a really good flow as a team right now, and I'm curious to see if that's something that red team is going to be able to match going into this next one.
And again, you know, if you control that neutral and you control that stage control, then you know you're basically already. I mean, you've done most of the work that there is to be done already. Now Galoo and Sprite, they are going into this next game. I already see Galoo looking a little bit more comfortable on this axe, able to deal a good amount of damage here, and they are actually looking quite strong here in the first stock.
Ooh, okay. ImLlama looking for a big finisher. He doesn't actually find it, though. And Sprite coming in with that side stick. Really nice way to get SnipedSox off the stage, but Galoo not able to really capitalize on ImLlama while SnipedSox was kind of just sort of put out there for a little bit. Now, coming out there, getting that side in. Is that going to be a ground pound? Is that going to be something? Or they going to be able to edge guard Glue? Not quite. Coming back on nice and safe with that recovery. Goes for GC and Light, I think that was, and ended up getting punished for it.
SnipedSox jumping down to get the recovery. Sprite, amazing wake-up attack there. GC D-Light into the Sair, and still they are looking a lot stronger than last game around. ImLlama though with that knockout, and they're gonna be able to get a team combo as well. Is not going to be any crazy amount of damage, but ImLlama, he just keeps pushing that advantage, and before you know it, I mean, Sprite's in orange right now.
Oh my gosh, SnipedSox is going out there, just looking at the hunting, but you don't actually have the ability to go for that edge guard. That was a really good understanding that, hey, I'm fighting a 2v1 right now, I can't go super deep, I just have to make sure I come back on safely, and then I can play with my teammate. Blue team has a gentle lead at the moment, nothing too massive, not as dominant as they had in game 1, and currently blue team is struggling to get back onto the ground. Oh. Okay, I guess that worked.
Okay, I guess that worked. Sometimes, you know, you gotta improvise. You improvise, overcome, and adapt.
Sometimes you gotta see that your teammate is swinging on somebody and is like, wait, I can do this better. I'll take out the stock for this. And they did.
Oh, nice team combo coming from ImLlama, throwing out that signature. SnipedSox was ready right there to pick up where he left off as well. And you see it right here. I was mentioning Sprite and Glue. They had an amazing start, but SnipedSox and ImLlama, they just kind of have that energy where they are really hard to take down.
Ooh,
they are going to find that double knockout though, but SnipedSox and ImLlama, what I'm saying is they're looking better and better for every single stock here. And I mean, if they're able to get that knockout onto Sprite, this could be GG.
Yes, they need to get that knockout on Sprite. Now, they got to make this a 2v1 ASAP. That will be the best possible chance to do so, and Sprite has to be the one that is playing a little bit more on the back line. At the moment, though, Glue just sandwiched between blue team, avoiding a hit. The recovery doesn't actually KO SnipedSox committed! Oh, no! That's what happens when you want that KO too much. You go off stage, you're like, oh, this ground pound would be delicious. You imagine how good it would be connecting it, but you don't think about how awful it feels to miss it. Oh no.
Now ImLlama stuck in this 1v2, which is going to be incredibly difficult to win. For Sprite and Glue, this should be GG. All they need is to find this final hit, play carefully, throws out that end light, and that is 1-1 on the board. They are in the game, Dara.
Okay. That was a really aggressive game for blue team. They were aggressive, and I feel like what was happening last game didn't work out so well. They were not able to cover each other's space and really save them and mitigate each other from taking too much damage. And I think red team just kind of turned up. Red team, they just had a little bit more synergy. They were able to get a lot more damage out, and they were consistently coming back onto the stage. There was one fatal flaw in blue team's gameplay, where specifically SnipedSox won.
The ground pound.
The ground pound.
Yeah, which massive commitment. You know, that'll probably keep him awake for a good amount of time, but not much you can do about it now. And I also do want to mention, as you said, SnipedSox and Impala last game, the first game, they did a much better job at controlling the ground, right? Glue and Sprite, they were not really able to comfortably land at any point, and they found so much damage off of that.
And now, Glue and Sprite, they're on a trampoline. They're having fun landing, and they're going back up into the air, and they're having a good time. And right now, what's going on here? Okay, ImLlama jumping in there, trying to get that recovery. Doesn't actually find it quite yet. SnipedSox stuck at the side. Really nice, quick little two-piece combo, dealing a bit of damage. And ImLlama now turning up again, gets that side sig. Sprite gonna be stuck off stage. That's the same exact play. You whip that side sig, you bait them into hitting you, and then it's like, wait, get a load of this one. I got SnipedSox behind me, ready to back me up.
Indeed, that's really, really good team play right there. Amazing showing. Sprite going all the way out. Glue covering up for him as well. SnipedSox, he wanted to go for that save, but he just knows it's just too much risk for quite a small reward there.
Okay, Glue looking for a way to make it back onto the stage and just says, hey, wait, I need to get back on. You guys are comboing my teammates. Stop that.
Now, Sprite and Impala and SnipedSox patrolling the ground here, trying to get, I'm guessing, reminiscent of the kind of gameplay that they had of game 1, where they were just absolutely controlling the ground. SnipedSox able to knock Glue away. Sprite side-sigging his own teammate, giving Glue a little bit of a hard time here.
Yeah, nobody found a big hit for the last couple of seconds up until... Oh my gosh, that's a massive one right there. That's going to be Sprite knocked down to the last stock. Glue still somehow holding on to the second one. Still has yet to pick up a weapon up until that axe does come out though.
D-Light's true combo off of that wasn't hitting. I mean, his teammate was inside of that, so I guess, you know, that's not too bad. Sprite gets the Sair. That is going to be ImLlama going down as well.
Okay, huge conflict there. That's going to be Glue knocked out of play. Sprite, though, not taking too much damage.
Nice Sarah coming out. SnipedSox, he wants to try to commit onto it, but he does not. I mean, I saw him charging a ground pound there, and then he changed his mind. Probably just quickly had some flashbacks from last game.
You know what, guys? Sometimes trauma is an important reminder of what not to do from the last time that you did that thing, right? So, at the moment, though, ImLlama, okay, just has to fend for himself for a little bit. You have to avoid taking too much damage here. You have to find a way to get back down. SnipedSox, quick, help out your teammate. ImLlama fought as long as he possibly could. He dealt as much damage as he possibly could, but now he is the weak link of the blue team just because of how much damage he took.
Exactly. Now still on double sword, and this is kind of the team comp that I love seeing from ImLlama and SnipedSox. But Glue and Sprite, they've been looking more and more comfortable every single game. I mean, the second game that they did win, you know, you could say potentially they got a little bit lucky because they had such an amazing 2v1 to get them started. But ImLlama is going to be going down, and they do have the same kind of 2v1 situation here. Although this time around, it's going to be SnipedSox that's trying to fend off for himself.
And I think just because of how healthy SnipedSox is, this is a very realistic opportunity. Does Red Team have the solid combos just to be able to secure this? SnipedSox coming in with the side, being nice and patient, not anticipating that weapon toss, doesn't actually find a side light follow-up. Okay, love how patient SnipedSox was. Didn't go up against Sprite, just went back, focused on Glue. The recovery doesn't do it quite yet. SnipedSox, can you do this? Can you pull this one out? And the answer is no. Red Team gonna be shutting down any opportunity for a comeback and holding that lead. Now a 2-1 game lead.
And there it is. I said just a moment ago, you know, Sprite and Glue, they got a little bit lucky. You know, maybe that was a little bit of a fluke. They're here right now to show me that you're wrong. They have what it takes. They're going to be taking another game. Now they're just one game away from advancing through the bracket. You see SnipedSox and ImLlama looking very composed, discussing the plans for the next game. Potentially even throwing in a legend swap in there. I couldn't see from the screens, but we are getting into it right away, so we will find out. And there is indeed no legend swaps across the board.
Yeah, no legend swaps quite yet. We'll see what's going to happen. We'll see if they'll be able to take it to a game 5, or if this is going to be the game for Glue and Sprite. They're playing super good right now. We'll just have to see what happens. At the moment, though, Glue coming in with the downer, able to get another one, chase dodging in. Red Team occupying the left side for just a moment. Both teams are just fighting at the moment, and nobody has a big lead over the other.
Correct. And this, generally speaking, this is how we have seen at the beginning, the beginning of the stocks in these games. So, I mean, I don't really know what to expect with these guys. Sprite and Glue, they've turned up, but SnipedSox and ImLlama, they always look confident at the beginning over these games. So, I'm having a hard time putting my faith in them.
So I have a thought. This is something that I'm noticing. It's something I suspected last game, and now it's kind of happening now. Whenever ImLlama and SnipedSox successfully separate Sprite and Glue, they knock one of them super deep off stage, and they have one of them in front of them. They're not actually capitalizing on the 2v1 that they've created, despite having ample time to do so. And as a result, it feels like they're missing on either some KOs or at least a little bit of damage.
But they are going to be able to find a pretty sweet 2v2 combo. They're not going to be fully closing it out, but they will be sending Sprite all the way down into orange. This is a very, very important damage lead, and they are trying to sustain it right now. I mean, they could be, I want to say they could start to think about KOs, but maybe just not quite yet.
Okay, ImLlama now just going to be the stock tank here, trying to find a way to get back down to the ground, and instead they're just focusing on SnipedSox for just a little bit, comes back in with the side light, doesn't actually find it, misses the neutral light, but that's going to be the D light into the side for good damage. ImLlama holding onto that stock, got so much extra mileage out of it, every single last drop of juice that it could possibly give, and now it's 2 stocks apiece, besides for Sprite.
Glue able to throw out that haymaker as well to get that knockout now. With Sprite getting back onto the stage, only man with just 1 stock to his name. He has to play carefully here.
Okay, Sprite looking for that Ensig, not going to be too successful on it though. SnipedSox, wow, that angle was just perfect for SnipedSox. Still just somehow alive, still somehow hanging onto that stock. Okay, that's a D-light into the side end. ImLlama getting super aggressive off stage and then comes back on just to make sure that Sox is okay.
Yeah, some of that pressure some of that conditioning perhaps onto Sprite already all the way down in orange. As soon as he gets knocked out, this should be GG for SnipedSox and ImLlama, able to take it to game 5, but it's not over until it's over. Sprite and Glue, you need these knockouts, and you need them right now, man. Glue is going down to that last stock. SnipedSox going for the ground pop. No, Sniped! Please don't forget how that turned out for you last time.
It's okay. It's okay when you have a stock lead this time. Not when you even stocks. This time it's different, okay?
This time it's different. Able to find that recovery. That's going to be ImLlama going down to their final stock. Is SnipedSox going to follow? That Sair doesn't hit. Looking for so many attacks, but SnipedSox, he is just sliming his way around all of these KO moves.
Ooh, and that's going to be the weapon toss. Is this going to be the finishing D-Light into the ground pound? Not quite. Does miss space it, though. Up a little bit too high, though that was the right idea. 3 stocks to 1. This is now just going to be going to a definitive Game 5.
Should be going to a Game 5. Anything can happen at BCX. Glue on the lands here off stage. They're looking for the knockout. And light into ground pound. SnipedSox looking for anything. GCD light. Glue is immune to that GCD light, dude.
Yeah, Glue's like, whoa, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm a ghost type, and that's a normal type move. I'm unaffected at the moment. But right now, Glue's still somehow hanging on to the stock. The recovery does come out,
He's not giving up. He's not giving up. He's still in the game. He got the axe in hand, but the D-Light recovery coming out from SnipedSox is going to be closing it out, and we are going to Game 5. First time that we are casting a Game 5 on the stream.
Yes, because the longer the day goes on, the better and the closer the sets are going to get, the closer the pure differential between the two, just because of how brackets and seeding work. And I think that last game was a really important life lesson, which is no matter how hard you try sometimes you just you lose a game. So going into Game 5 now, that lead that blue team had built up, ImLlama and SnipedSox, that was just too huge for Glue and Sprite to actually come back from. And I feel like they're tapping into the synergy that they had in Game 1. In Game 1, they seemed unbeatable to me.
Yeah, they're tapping into a little bit of that synergy that they had in the beginning. They had so much as well neutral. They were dominating the neutral. They were dominating the ground. ImLlama and SnipedSox, if they can find that spark, that flame that they had in the first couple of games, these guys would be absolutely unstoppable. But Sprite and Glue, I mean, we have to take a look at the history of this set. Every single time they have been one up, so they come back stronger and they win the following game.
Okay, gonna be looking for that D-Light. Glue coming back on with the recovery. Sprite in a bit of a nasty position. And you know what? I like that. Glue just put himself there just to make sure that blue team felt a little bit less comfortable going off stage against Sprite. That being said, that's gonna be 1 stock gone on SnipedSox. ImLlama still looking for a way to land, and Sprite is hunting. I have seen Sprite go towards ImLlama multiple times.
Gone toward him multiple times indeed. ImLlama still on this first stock along with Glue, but it looks like Sprite with a nice unarmed recovery, and that's a 2v2 combo as well, able to get a lot of damage out of it. SnipedSox going all the way down to orange already. What an amazing play, a key moment into this game that is allowing them to, I mean, in the beginning they perhaps didn't really have it perhaps didn't go that well for them, but they have definitely taken a little bit of a lead here now.
Okay, ImLlama looking for that neutral light to catch and landing, was unsuccessful in doing so though. What's going to happen? ImLlama jumping out there looking for the neutral light. Doesn't actually find it quite yet, though. This is a pretty good game for Red Team. They have the tiniest of leads, the littlest of leads. But as long as they get that stock off on SnipedSox, yeah.
Going all the way down, charging it up, and is going to be connecting it. Glue with the recovery as well. This guy's axe is on fire right now, and it has given them a massive lead. Sprite on orange here, and Glue barely hit. You can see Glue. Glue's going absolutely crazy on this lane. Target swapping. Oh. He's in a flow state. These guys are unstoppable.
I feel so bad for SnipedSox. It feels like SnipedSox has just not been allowed to play for the longest time, has just been stuck in disadvantage. How do you make it back from this? You get that stacked enemy just stuck in that D-Light. That's huge. That's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of potential. That's good damage. How do you close is the question. How do you actually connect these finishing hits? SnipedSox connects the ground pound, but oh no, you put yourself in a bad position, and SnipedSox does make it back, but at what cost? It took damage.
All the way down in red now. Glue throwing out that D-Light. D-Sig still in a flow state on this axe, finding so many attacks. Throwing out that weapon. ImLlama finding the recovery. They're still in the game. They're not giving up just yet, and Glue is going down. This is possible. It's still anyone's game. It's going to be hard for the blue team, but they are playing well. Sair comes out. That's a 1v2. ImLlama now stuck here in between Sprite and Glue. Last stock, not a situation that you want to be in, and that is going to be game. Sprite and Glue are going to be winning in Game 5.
Game 5, elimination side, going to be knocking out SnipedSox and ImLlama. That was a bit of a nail-biter at the end, but ultimately, Red Team did a fantastic job that game. And what they did a great job of was basically deny SnipedSox the opportunity to play the game whatsoever, because it felt like, it was like, wow, this guy's getting juggled.